What's going on, everyone? PJ here from Heiser HQ, doing a little practice round at a West Delray Disc Golf Course in Delray Beach, Florida. Got the Palm Beach Classic here this weekend. Just doing a little scored practice round, so here we go. Hole one's a pretty short hole, about 275 maybe feet. I'm just throwing my T-bird, just real soft, just smooth, trying to get it through the gap. Don't need all that much power here. I threw a really good shot there. Just gonna be able to tap in a quick birdie. Love starting off 1 under through 1. Really good start out here. This is a good course for throwers. Second hole, short little 230-foot downhill forehand. You can kind of do whatever you want here. I like to go with something a little faster just because I like the way that the gap shapes up for it. That wasn't the greatest shot. That was a Halo Wraith, one of the newer runs. So it was a little bit straighter than some of the old ones, but I get left here, I don't know, 60 feet or so, kind of in a funky little spot. Didn't have much of a putt. I think I hit the basket there, but just barely. And while I'm digging through there to find my disc, I actually found someone else's. It was like a Ricky Compass or something, I think, that was down there, but ended up just leaving that one for the next person, and I'm able to just tap in my par there. So still 1 down through 2, off to a nice start here. Hole 3 is one of the scarier tee shots on the course. I'm throwing my 2021 Sexton Firebird just because it flips up real nice for me. Pulled it a little bit to the left right there, but overall not a bad shot. Left, I don't know, 70, 60 feet maybe. Didn't kick into that crap on the right. Those trees over there are just jail, absolute jail. Then, yep, up there for the par. Not bad at all, just gonna be able to tap in. Still 1 down through 3, not bad. As we move on to hole 4 here, we're actually gonna be able to throw that same disc again, throwing that 2021 Sexton Firebird. This one, you just gotta kind of throw straight at the bushes in front of you. That one goes a little high, but the basket's just beyond those bushes, and you just kind of are able to fight through those, honestly, if you get it level. Then I'm actually left with a little bit of a putt here. Went a little bit deep. I'm actually basically on the tee pad for the previous hole, but still got left with an edge of circle look. A little obstructed, 2 just not so good runs, but again, able to tap in a par, staying 1 down through 4. So not bad at all. Pretty good pace here going. Hole 5, just a pure forehand hole. I'm throwing my Halo Wraith on this one. You just want to go straight ahead and fade off to the right at the end. Even if I get a really good shot on this, I probably will still have to make a putt just because my forehand isn't huge. I turned this one over a little bit too much and it fights through those bushes up there. From the tee, I can't really tell where it ended up. I thought it got stopped short left, but I actually got pin high. It was just probably 80 feet to the left. So pretty good break there. We'll take those all day. So just a little pitch up to be able to get my par. Nothing wrong with that. This hole, par is fine. Not probably gonna be a ton of birdies. Some of the more forehand dominant players will probably get some good looks. I mean, I could get a good look, but just gonna have to, stay clean on that one and take the birdies as they come. So on this next hole here, I believe this is hole 6, we're throwing that same Sexton Firebird again, this time on a little bit of a forehand turnover line. I hang this one a little too far out right, but I don't really love the backhand play here. For some reason, it wasn't working for me. If I end up early left, which my miss tends to be early release rather than yanking them off to the right, especially on kind of hyzer flip holes like this. So I don't know, I've just been trying this forehand turnover line. It was working, didn't work this time, but still able to take the par. Still 1 down through 7 now. Up next is a par 4 here, hole 8, that was 6, so here we're on 7. Throwing my Swarm off the tee. This one you just want to get super far right off the tee, and that's maybe a little high, maybe a little bit far, but not a terrible spot. Really got a kind of a look at the basket, but a little pinched off, went a little bit too straight. Need to be a little shorter, a little more right if you want that open gap. So here I'm throwing my Leopard 3 on a turnover line, and out of my hand I really liked it, but it was just a touch too high. Tagged that tree right there. So I've got another short little approach here. I don't know, maybe 175 or so. I'm just throwing my ESP zone, my real straight one, just because I don't have to put a ton of power into it. So that one just kind of flick it on up there and get myself a little putt here. I don't know what this was, maybe 20 feet or something. Yeah, just tap it in for the par. Still one down through 7 holes here. Scariest par 4 tee shot, in my opinion, is this one. You want to get straight through that gap. It's really not that far to get all the way down there, maybe 300 feet, but just want to hit it with whatever you're comfortable with. And I just yank this one a little bit. I was throwing T-bird, held onto it a little bit too long, maybe misaligned my feet, but not the worst look in the world from over here considering that tee shot. I'm throwing that same flippy Firebird and have a really good low turnover line there. That's one of the better shots I throw on the whole day. That was a really solid one. And I'm left here with just this real short approach into the green. So that was a really good recovery shot there. I'm just throwing Berg here, just on a little flick line, kind of just straight at the basket. No, I'm gonna just give myself a putt. Just wanted to hit that gap and I know it'll stay close. So just gonna have a little putt here after that Berg approach. Looks like it's about, I don't know, it was 15 to 20 feet or so. Nothing crazy. And boom, there's another par save off that pretty bad tee shot. So still 1 down through 8, not bad whatsoever on this course. You don't really need to get too far under par to have a really solid round out here. Hole 9, I'm throwing my most overstable 2021 Calvin Heimburg Destroyer. And this thing holds up to anything. There was no headwind today, but in the last couple days, there's been a pretty stiff headwind on this hole. So you just got to land on this island, giant island, and kind of wherever you end up, just a short little approach into the green. I'm actually flicking my Halo Wraith just because I actually lost my Captain's Raptor the other day, which I would normally throw there, and I like that overstable Wraith as opposed to trying to force something slower to get up there. I like to just hang that Wraith out there and yeah, tap in a nice birdie. So now we're 2 under through the front 9, which is real solid. This one is a kind of a long par 3 for the forehand, at least in my eyes. I have a little bit of a wimpy forehand, but I actually get myself a really good look here. I threw Halo Destroyer, my little less overstable one. Got myself a edge of circle look here and cash a real nice putt. So that's 3 down through 10 holes. Now we're starting to get into the territory of like, all right, this is turning into a real good round all of a sudden. On this next one, it's just a par 4. You want to kind of get it out there anywhere you want, honestly. This is not my greatest shot I've ever thrown. I'm throwing Destroyer here, a little bit of a more neutral to flippy one. And that one ends up a little more left than I would like, but still no problem. Luckily, I avoided being directly behind these trees. Throw that same pink Calvin Destroyer up here into the pin. Don't want to go long on this one because there's water basically within the circle behind the basket, so I just wanted to make sure that I was staying safe of that. Knew I couldn't really reach that back wall with that disc, and that's another tap in birdie on the par 4. So we're sitting at 4 down now after the turkey, which is real solid. Real happy with, actually, yeah, turkey. This hole, I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble on this one. You could throw straight at it, it's only 320 feet, but everything in that kind of bushy area is all, if it drops you down, you go straight into water, which I just don't want to do when out to the right, it's just wide open like this. And I can throw a forehand, give myself a little putt, and yeah, hopefully even cash one like that. That one didn't count, but still 4 down, so solid round here. Next up, we got another par 4. This one's just a kind of a short throw out there, about 300 feet, and then another 300 feet in. I'm throwing that red Destroyer that's a little more flippy, still a Halo Destroyer though, so just getting it out there out in the open. We're gonna be at about, I don't know, 315 feet in, so I'm throwing my pink one, my pink Halo Destroyer here for the approach, just throwing it in, hanging out about, I don't know, 50, 60 feet left and letting it come back. And it just skips right up in there. That's a great approach. Happy with that one for sure. And look at that, easy birdie again. 5 down all of a sudden, just like that, taking advantage of these open par 4s for sure. Next up, we got this par 3 where you can hang it out over the left side if you're trying to stay safe, or you can cut through this middle route, which I decided to do with my pink Calvin Destroyer yet again. You want to make it through the gap and then cut hard right, and even with how much that one faded, it still ended up short. It was almost pin high, but still needed to fade more. But this is about as good of a look as I've had on this one all week while I've been practicing, so definitely want to give this one a good run. And that one just somehow sneaks in there. Not quite sure how that one landed, but now we are sitting at 6 down, or yeah, 6 down that would be, so really solid. Here's another wide open, big hyzer. I'm throwing my 2022 Sexton Firebird. It's about 350 feet or so, and that one ends up right in the bullseye, tap in birdie. We're now 7 down, heading into hole 16. This round is feeling really good at this point, but this is a scary hole right here. You got a water carry, it's about 280 feet. I'm throwing Buzz SS, just trying to focus only on the basket, not on the water. And out of my hand, it felt perfect until it hit that branch and dropped straight into the water. So not super happy about that one. Sad to lose that disc because I'm probably never gonna get that one back, but just gonna approach here with my Glow Envy. It's not too far from here, probably 180-ish feet, if that. Yeah, just damage control at this point, trying to save my bogey. So sad to see that disc go, to be honest, but yeah, nothing wrong with it. It felt good out of the hand, so we'll save our bogey. Back to 6 down, still having an incredible round out here. Really happy with this one. Hole 17, this is one of probably the toughest tee shot on the course, I would think. I'm throwing Halo Wraith on a forehand turnover line. This time, I think I keep it a little bit low and turned over, but get a nice kick back into a spot where I can throw something decent from there. So I'm gonna pick up that Halo Wraith and throw it again. This is a beautiful shot right here, just showing this fairway, kind of windy off to the left and back to the right. I throw it and get a kick over to that right side, and that's almost on 18's tee pad, which I hadn't been over there at this point yet. I had not seen that spot in my practice rounds yet, so wasn't quite sure what I had. I'm just throwing a skip shot with my Halo Destroyer, even though I'm about 100 feet out. Just want to get as far right as possible and get through that gap. So get myself left with a little bit of a putt here, but nothing I can't handle. It's about, I don't know, edge of circle, maybe just outside the circle. Definitely one you want to get to save par and avoid taking 2 bogeys in a row. So luckily able to cash that one. That one felt really, really good. So staying at 6 under par here. Then going into hole 18, we're feeling pretty good at this point. I'm throwing Leopard 3 here, hoping to get clean off the tee. This one's about 350 feet, kind of a hyzer flip shot, whatever you feel comfortable hitting the gap with, honestly. This Leopard 3, I know it like the back of my hand, really, so comes out, feels perfect, slow turn, just like it always does, and that's up there for a putt. Look at that. Look at the 2. Gonna cash this one in, get to 7 down. Thanks for watching, y'all. Make sure to check out hyzerhq.com for all your league and tournament director needs, including payouts for amateurs and league management tools for all your divisions. Make sure to follow on social media at hyzerhq. Subscribe here on YouTube for more content, and we'll see you next time.